Hello, guys. My name is Jalon Hill. I'm a reporter for QCity Metro, and today I am here with Lil Buck. How you doing today, Lil Buck?
Doing all right, man. I'm excited to bring the show to North Carolina and, introduce y'all to some Memphis Jookin culture, some street dance culture from what we got going on our side. So it's pretty fun, man. I'm pretty excited about it.
Okay, so for those who may not know what Memphis Jookin is, can you explain, what makes it so special to the city of Memphis and what makes it different from other dance cultures?
Yeah, Memphis Jookin is a dance style that's native to the city of Memphis. What makes it's a dance style that started in Memphis about like in the late 80s, early 90s. And it spawns from Memphis underground rap music. So the music that was being made, that was being mixed and made, and slowed down and just produced in different, very creative ways that these DJs were making it, like DJ Squeaky and DJ Zirk and DJ Spanish Fly, and all these guys were making mixes and music that created that had this certain sound that made us bounce a certain way. So the mute and that bounce carried on within the dance style. So and help cultivate the movement and how we move and how we bounce when we do this gangster walk, and how that evolved into dance as as we just started working more and more and more on it, and the music evolved. The dance also evolved with it. So Memphis Jookin is a dance style that started with the music that was made in Memphis, and it's a dance style that consists of a lot of intricate footwork and yeah, it's a full body dance. Like we use our shoulders and head and neck rolls and things like that. But it's predominantly footwork. It's predominantly, the feet and its bounce. So if I was to describe it to somebody that's never seen it, I'd say it's a dance style that consists of a lot of like steps, a lot of different patterns, step patterns and glides and slides. And you see people on their toes, up on their toes for a certain amount of time. And yeah, it's a dance style that can be really smooth, or it can be very intricate and staccato, or it can be both at the same time. It's one of those dance styles that are pretty that's pretty flexible depending on what music you're dancing to. But for people that never seen it, I like to say it's like watching Michael Jackson times 10. Like the way these guys be gliding across any floor, any terrain is just incredible.
What does it feel for you to be like the ambassador for that culture, for that wave?
I mean, it's still a almost indescribable feeling, just because I've always been a fan. I'm such a fan of Memphis Jookin, and I'm such a fan of like my peers and my my mentors that I had growing up. And I've always wanted to see this style escalate, because I've learned who I was through the movement, and I've learned a lot about myself through this dance culture.
I saw that you, at 19 years old, you took the chance and moved to LA to kickstart your dancing career. How
Yeah.
was that? Was that scary for you? Did you see any doubters? Like, what was that experience like for you?
It was a bit scary for me, because I only had like I moved to LA, yeah, at that age. And then I moved there because I was flown to LA before for to do a music video. Me and my cousin Miles Yachts. We were flown to LA to do a music video, to dance in a music video with an artist. Um, and when we saw how how much they loved the dance style and how they were reacting to it, and how it was something that's really not done out there, and how they have so much opportunity for movement for dancers out there in LA to be able to get to certain levels in life, and make a certain amount of money, and all these things that, these different opportunities we didn't have in Memphis as of yet. That's what drove me to wanting to go back. And then I made a friend doing that. I made a few friends during that shoot that really fell in love with the culture and fell in love with what I was doing. And we stayed in touch. And then those guys offered to fly me back out to LA to help pursue my dance career, and they can only afford a one-way ticket. They wasn't balling like that. So like it was a big risk I had to take. And I stayed with one of those guys, and I was just grinding, man. It was a lot, because I didn't know anything. It was like stepping into a whole different world and starting over from scratch again. I was just happy, man. I was happy that I had that opportunity, because you know, it's hard coming up in Memphis. And I knew if I could survive in Memphis and get a name for myself and change my own life within my own city, you know, and those hardships, I know you know, it couldn't get any harder than that. You know, I grew up poor. I grew up without anything. So like I eventually got with an agency where I can actually be put out on auditions to, you know, audition for commercials and do all these types of things that were televised, where they had dancers audition for, you know, even TV shows or commercials or anything like that, where you can and I was booking, man, because they never seen my dance style out there like that. You know, they only seen like, you know, at that time it was you was either popping or you was breakdancing in LA. And to see somebody that's gliding across the floor like I was and using my ankle flexibility and, you know, my own personal style within it, it was something that was magical to them. So like, it was something that was different and amazing. So like, I just kept, you know, I just kept grinding out there and kept booking and building my name in LA to the point where, you know, a lot of people knew about who I was and I was able to start doing my own things.
And so, like I said, you were grinding and you end up actually getting a performance with Yo-Yo Ma for the Dying Swan.
Yeah.
And so tell me about that experience for you. Did you see that as a breakthrough experience to kind of push you out there even further?
Yeah, I did, because I was already, you know, dancing to different music was nothing new to me. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in Memphis, Tennessee, that's what we do. And that's how I training with Dr. Rico. You know, he'd put on different songs and different music for us to actually practice, you know, dancing to. He's one of my mentors and one of the OGs in Memphis Jookin. And so he'd always test us like that. He'd put on some classical, put on some rock music, or put on something different to see how we move to like different cadences of music in general, how we can use Jookin in different ways to bring out different movements and different patterns. And you know, so it was my training with him and me also being open to dance in general, not just the street dance style, but being open to dance in general. You know, any form of dance, I was open to learning. I just wanted to be a sponge growing up. So I got into ballet after, you know, being a part of that Memphis Jookin culture for so long. I got into ballet when I was like 16 and started to learn, because I wanted to learn how they can stand on their toes that long. I wanted to just give myself any advantage in Memphis Jookin to get really good.
So that open doors for you. And so you traveled internationally. And so what would you say of all your stops would be your favorite experience?
I think one of my favorite experiences traveling would, I think it'll be when I went to China with Yo-Yo. I went to China with Yo-Yo in the Asian Society, and that's only one of my favorites. I got a lot of different favorite moments, but we performed with the Asian Society out there, and Mel Streep came along, and Yo-Yo Ma was there, and it was a bunch of different artists, and the Silk Road Ensemble was there, Yo-Yo's ensemble, and I got to perform with Yo-Yo there, and the crowd was just incredible. Like, and you know, they love the art so much out there, and just, you know, the way they made me, the way they made me feel comforting and welcome there. And I got to dance on the Great Wall of China, and I got to do all these different things that I never thought I'd be able to do in my lifetime. It made a very memorable experience for me.
Right. And so with you coming to Charlotte this weekend, what do you hope the Queen City takes from this experience?
Man, I just hope they get inspired, man. I hope they take away inspiration, because the stories, like the story that we tell in this show is, you know, is built on like the realities of our culture. You know what I'm saying? The things that actually happened, the things that our OGs had to go through to pave the way for us to be able to have a tour, to even have a tour like this. You know, a lot of the times, like a lot of people really, they really respect what I do because I took such a big risk. And that big risk was, you know, for me, it wasn't anything, but that big risk was really ultimately believing, you know, it was actually believing in yourself 1,000% as a dancer, that you can actually make a successful career out of what you're doing, and that the world deserves to see what you got. But I just want to be able to inspire people to, you know, that, you know, you can create art with whatever you're doing, you know, no matter what it is. And you can, you know, you can be heard. And especially the kids that grew up in the communities like I grew up in, you know what I'm saying? You know, the people from the hood, if they come out and really see this show, I want them to really see that, you know, how far you can take it, because I came from South Memphis, you know what I'm saying? Like the streets of Memphis, and I never knew I could take it this far, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, gradually throughout my career, I started to realize, but when I was young, I just wanted to dance, and I just wanted to do it as a hobby. And I never, because I never knew that you can make a career out of this thing, and to see what all I've done in my life. You know, I just, you know, I learned that, you know, my dreams they weren't big enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I could, you know, I could have reached even further, and I'm getting further in my career and doing things that I've never thought I'd do. So like, I want people to see this show and use that as a beacon of inspiration to go out and get whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? And really, yeah, and just really tap into what you want in life and make that happen.
So for our readers and our viewers watching the video, what's next for you? What's your next project that we should look out for?
I'm working in film a lot, man, because I know like what's I mean, I know that's the next level for me, and that's something that I always personally wanted to get into, like film and you know, whether it's movies or TV shows or and just showing people how far you can take the art of movement, you know what I mean, and of dance, and how many stories you can tell, and how those stories can be just as impactful as seeing an actor on these screens, or musicians, or any other, you know, form of art. And so I'm really into that right now, and I'm working in, you know, on, you know, potential Broadway shows right now. I'm working on you know, TV shows and movies right now. I'm co-choreographing a TV show called Blind Spotting that's out on Stars right now. The first season's already out, and the second season's we're in production right now. A lot of the kids where I'm from, you know, they watch a lot of TV. So like, for them to be able to see me hit these different levels and watch a movie and be like, dang, that's Lil Buck, or dang, Lil Buck choreographed that, or Lil Buck is in that, or he did that, you know, I still want to keep inspiring kids on that level, and, you know, and on a global level, you know, as well. And I know I can do that through film.
Well, Lil Buck, on behalf of QCity Metro and the city of Charlotte, we look forward to coming this Sunday at 7:00 at the Night Theater. We look forward to coming to Charlotte, man. Without a doubt, man.
Yeah, make sure y'all come out. I thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. And, you know, it's been a great interview. And thank y'all so much for, you know, having us come. And I mean, we look forward to, you know, getting it in out there and sharing our culture with y'all. So like you said again, 7 p.m. it's going down. And I want to say shout out to the Blumenthal Performing Arts. And yeah, we'll see y'all at the Night Theater.
We'll see y'all there, man. Thank you, man.
All right.